How the US government strategized and armed Jimmy Cherizier alias Barbecue in the same manner as that of Emmanuel Toto Constant in the 1990s when they wanted to overthrow President Jean-Bertrand Aristide, and the 2000 with the arrival of Guy Philippe, which they armed, counseled with, supported, to later on bring about drug trafficking charges and pick him up from Haiti to be back in the United States, where he served several years in the federal prison system, which was the same fate as that of Toto Constant. Both got sent back to Haiti in the recent years to further the US, the UN, and the European Union agenda. Here we are in the year 2025, yet the United States government, through their mockery of the Central Intelligence Agency, has yet to upgrade their strategies. Easy to come to a disruptive nation, pick on those who have become fed up with the system and join their cause while slowly but surely impregnated their own agenda. Such has been the fate of our nation for the past 6 years. A situation that now has become almost uncontrollable for all parties involved. Let us analyze. Born in March 30th, 1977, Jimmy Cherizier was a man who served in the police force in Haiti. Like many, he became quickly fed up with the immense inequality and injustice of Haiti. The death of President Moise in the year 2021, more precisely on July 7th, 2021, further accentuated this inequality, giving ways for a mass vacuum of our citizens. Cherizier, a native of Delma 2 near Bel Air, started to feel the depth of Haiti's crisis even deeper. With that, his frustration grew even bigger and led him to initially want it for the then government, led by the Prime Minister Ariel Henry, to bootstrap and leave the head of state. That was it. Cherizier only had access to a few weapons with the support of some of his colleagues, whom were either just as frustrated with the non existent system of Haiti and those who believed in his cause. So, how did this first initiative turn around to become such a criminal, vindicative, and ruthless gang activities who have now engaged in the destruction of almost all of the cities of Port au Prince and the murders of thousands, almost millions of people, including the displacement of almost every Haitian citizen? Let us analyze. Victoria Newland. Remember her? Newland is the former spokesperson for the United States who served under the Biden administration as Deputy Secretary of State. Prior to this role, our dearest Victoria Newland served as Assistant Secretary of State for European and Eurasian Affairs between the years of 2013 and 2017. She was also the 18th U.S. ambassador to NATO from 2005 to 2008. Quite impressive, right? Let us dig a little deeper. Egyptian politician and military officer Mohamed Hosni Mubarak, who was elected fourth president of Egypt and served his country between the years of 1981 and 2011. Mubarak rose to the top and became one of the United States' greatest allies in the Middle East, providing them with much oil at a fraction of price. Some may argue about his ruling methods, but none can argue that Egypt was gaining ranks and growing immensely in the region. So, what happened? The Arab Spring is a series of government protests and uprising which took place in the respective countries of Tunisia, Libya, Egypt, the Yemen, Syria, as well as the Bahrain. This led to the overthrow, in some cases, the death of their respective leaders. Those events were initiated, supported, and strategized by no other than the United States government in an effort to control the region, dominate, and empower themselves with the natural resources. Keeping in mind that Muammar Gaddafi was getting ready to put out a currency, the dinar, which would support by members of African countries. Having this been launched, the United States dollars would have vanished as it was not backed by any natural resources, while the dinar would be backed by Libya's gold. Are we following? Because the majority of those countries at the time were serving under a one party regime, we still had a group of youngsters who were growing impatient and wanted change. The US government sent their envoy, which Newland was a part of, to equip and arm the rebellious kids. Not only with armed ammunition, but a few $100s and the promise of entering the US soil when their task would be done. We began to see similarities between Haiti and those regions, right? Between the years 2018 and 2021, the president of Haiti is met with chaos, uprising, and destruction. He is unable to rule. The people demands that he steps down. The president is adamant on staying, asking his population to remain quiet and confident that change would come. He becomes aware of the Belt Road Initiative program, understands that Haiti could benefit from the support of others, mainly China, Russia, and Turkey. BRICS is formed, signaling a new wave and yet again more routes for Haiti to gain access to new territories. President Moise meets with Turkish president, speaks with both the Chinese and the Vietnamese president. Russia is ready to also send support. Sadly, the United States election of 2020 gets rigged. Joe Biden becomes the puppet president elected to further the U.S. agenda, and on July 7th, in the wee hours of the morning, a U.S. military force invades the president's premises. They enter, and after a non negotiation approach from President Moise, they shoot him several times and cut off his right arms along with his right eye that is being taken out. There begins the uncontrollable spiral of our nation. The UN Agenda of 2030 is the fostering of countries' independence through renewable energy advancements such as net zero. Net zero refers to the cutting carbon emission to a small amount of residual emission that can be absorbed and stored by nature, leaving zero in the atmosphere. For example, replacing fossil, burning power with renewable energy, reducing the consumption of emission intensive products or inputs, to name a few. In order to reach their goals, countries need access to natural minerals, mainly copper, uranium, manganese, bauxite, ores, to name just a few. Many of the European countries lack those natural resources. They could enter agreement with other nations in order to secure a deal and receive what they lack. The country of Haiti, referred to in the 2005 years as America's backyard by no other than Hillary Clinton, would be the perfect cow to be milked away and serve as the U.S. interest in the Green Deal element. For those of you who are unaware, the country of Haiti was the richest Caribbean nation for centuries, gaining its name the Pearl of the Antilles. Flooded with gold, copper, uranium, manganese, and oil, this nation was France's number one producers of sugarcane, coffee, rice, corn, and much more. With its independence came the loss of major commerce, both with human trafficking and the form of slavery, as well as the loss of goods. None has ever been forgiven nor forgotten. Where does this former police officer, now turned Satan, fit in all of this? With the uprising of his discontent for the then head of state's government of Haiti, Cherizier started to gain visibility with the support of social media. His cause grew little and swiftly came Victoria Newland with the binding of the US government. We will support your cause, but under one condition. Doubting that Cherizier even understood what he was getting himself involved with and at what cost. The rest, a complete madness that none of those so called gang leaders can escape from. In 2021, the president of Haiti begins negotiating talks with Turkish President Erdogan. He begins to understand the importance of technology and requires that certain systems be put in place in the Haitian government. He terminates the contract of the only company which provided electricity in the country for the mishandling of government funding, stating major fraud and mismanagement along with poor deliveries of services. The president is met by force with a raging uprising of violence paralyzing the cities for months at a time. He doesn't back up. He is confident that he will be able to foster the country's agenda. Despite his silence, he enters another agreement with Vietnam, hires international firms to support the delivery of government services such as gaining your passport, all at an attempt to stop fraud. The US government begins to corner and pressure him in stepping down. With only 1 year left, the president of Haiti tries his best to beat his time, but sadly, he is cowardly assassinated in July 7th, 2021, in the presence of both his wife and son. This assassination opens a floodgate of opportunistic events for many. Without any support, the nation of Haiti is left for on itself, and now other governments start to strategize their ways and making millions of dollars through the acts of kidnappings and organ trafficking. The majority of kidnapping from the years of 2022 and 2024 were orchestrated by foreign officials. They knew that it was a lucrative business and knew that people would sadly pay those ludicrous sums. Thus, they began to engage in a massive, disruptive, and senseless kidnapping activities, picking up any individuals at any day or times and making sure that they receive major monies for their release. The organ trafficking activities were always done in the country of Haiti. With such non existing government system and massive hunger and poverty, this activity was always done in Haiti, where we witnessed so many missing parts on our Haitian children in certain communities. With the major instabilities, a new funnel was deepened and created for the trafficking of organs. November 2024 thankfully sees a new wave with Donald Trump as the new president of the United States of America. His approach is different from his predecessors. The interest of his country is at heart. He has no care for any of the nonsense in the forms of the UN, the European Union, to name just a few. The first 21 days in office sees a major agreement in signing some executive orders. President Trump recognizes the senseless wars between Israel and Palestine, along with Russia and Ukraine. He begins to enter a plea deal on behalf of both, demanding that a peace accord be brought at the table. He recognizes the major destruction of not only Gaza but cities in Ukraine. President Trump's a former businessman understands the opportunities that will present themselves with the ceasefire followed by the reconstruction of such cities. But what about Haiti? The Trump administration is fully aware of our demise, so why haven't we heard anything positively from this administration on behalf of the nation? Could it be that the linking of past US government officials in our demise renders the situation quite conflicting for this administration to fully take a stance on? Could it be that Haiti's fate has already been sealed and the current president unable to find ways to support safely our nation without being entangled? After all, we've witnessed what it took for him to win those elections. Perhaps President Trump understands that supporting positively Haiti would imply much. A conflict of interest between his past predecessors, the United Nations, the European Union. Who can he even begin to turn to in the country of Haiti without corruption? Well, Mr. President, we are waiting on you. If you look closely enough, you will find the right individual to help direct you in regards to fostering greater exchange between your government and our beloved country in just a matter of times. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here with me. I look forward to seeing you in the next.